Yes, hi, I'm Rick Jones with BioAdvance.
Evan Hui from SAPA-GP. And I think, Rick, thank you for coming over to this conference. Just want to take a few minutes to ask you a few questions. First, can you give a brief introduction of yourself and what your organization do?
Sure. So I've followed a long and winding path through biopharma careers. I've started out as an internal medicine physician, moved into big pharma at Wyeth in medical affairs, and then went into business development, moved into biotech in a business development, and then more general management roles, and then eventually moved into investing a few years ago. I currently work with BioAdvance. It's a seed, Series A, early stage venture fund that's located here in Philadelphia, and it's focused on investing and building the ecosystem of the greater Philadelphia region.
Wow, a lot of roles. How do you think the conference so far? It's just from the beginning, right? But I think you probably played a role to design the program as well.
Well, it's gotten off to a tremendous start. The agenda is very comprehensive. The attendance is wonderful. And there's a lot of enthusiasm. This is a conference that really could be an essential part of the Philadelphia ecosystem going forward for years, because we are an established leader, and it makes sense to get together like this at least once a year.
Yeah, and one of the other questions is because I think as an investor, you probably see a lot of technology coming through. And in your mind, what could be the next groundbreaking technology in the next 5 years? What do you see in your opinion?
Well, I think there's several areas of innovation that I think can build on this push towards cell and gene therapy. I think certainly the delivery of genetic material can use a lot of innovation, either improved viral vectors or non-viral vectors altogether that have improved targeting efficiency. So those kinds of platforms which were mentioned earlier this morning, I think are really important. I think the move towards allogeneic cells, off-the-shelf therapies is another really critical improvement down the road, which I think will be important. Not that autologous therapies aren't good or can't be structured in a way that's appropriate for patient care, but allogeneic may solve a lot of issues, particularly with manufacturing and distribution. And then finally, I think improvements in sort of the manufacturing process itself to speed things up and to make it more efficient, less expensive, I think it's another critical area for innovation.
Okay. And as a SAPA advisor, I think that's your probably unofficial role, right? And what advice you can give it to SAPA, how we can promote the cell and gene therapy community and to advance more science? What kind of advice you have for us?
Well, I would just say to be, obviously you want to seek the largest audience that you can. There's no doubt that collaboration and sharing ideas is always better the larger the network is. So you have your membership, but that membership can benefit as well from having as wide an audience as possible. So there are and I see a wide audience today at the start of the conference, which I think is terrific. So I think that's really important. I've begun talking to some of your senior management about ways to sort of evolve the organization with a professional staff, perhaps, people that can be there 24/7, because I know all of you have your day jobs, and it's extraordinary that this whole thing has been put together with volunteers. I honestly have never seen anything this big that's been a purely volunteer effort. So, but having somebody there on a regular basis, I think, could really help as well. So I'm looking forward to sharing those ideas going forward.
Right. Thank you for your encouragement, and I think thanks for your time again, and hopefully enjoy the rest of the conference.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.